The story begins in Hamilton, New Zealand, around 6:30 a.m. when, like every morning, the sun begins to rise, but suddenly the sunlight starts to fade. A red flash covers the entire world and everything turns dark red. Moments later, everything returns to normal. Jack, a man living in the city, wakes up at that exact moment. He tries to use his radio and phone, but both are dead. As he steps outside and drives through the city, he realizes he's completely alone. There are no people or moving cars anywhere. At a gas station, he finds no one inside, just a boiling kettle left unattended. After seeing no one in the entire town, Jack heads to his lab outside the city, where he discovers that all equipment is functioning normally, but there's no human presence. Soon he finds the body of his boss inside the control room, and a message on a monitor reads, "Project Flashlight complete." Jack realizes that the global wireless electricity project they were working on has gone terribly wrong. Including animals and birds has vanished. He broadcasts his message through a radio station, hoping to find another survivor, but gets no response for days. Isolated, Jack's mental health begins to deteriorate. He dresses in women's clothes, gives speeches from rooftops, and even shoots at a Jesus statue in a church. One day, as he prepares to end his life, he suddenly stops, deciding instead to live his new life differently. Eventually, when he returns home, he finds a scared girl named Jonah in his house with a gun. She too has survived the event and had seen his posters around the city. Together, they start searching for more survivors, but find none till they meet a man named AP, who has also been living alone since that strange day. The three survivors begin living together, slowly piecing together that on July 5th, around 6:30 a.m., each of them was near death. Jack overdosed on pills, Jonah got electrocuted by her hairdryer, and AP was drowning. They realized that they were spared only because they were so close to dying when the energy surge wiped everything else away. Jack returns to studying Project Flashlight, hoping to understand what went wrong and whether there's any hope left for humanity. Let me know if you'd like an SEO description, video script, or hashtags for this story. Here's your full story, converted into clear, natural English. Written in one well-structured paragraph just as you requested, while Jack is working on his project. He notices Jonah and AP jogging together, which bothers him because he has feelings for Jonah. Meanwhile, Jonah asks AP why his friend tried to kill him. AP confesses that it was because he had killed his friend's wife. Shocking Jonah. She returns home in tears, and Jack sees her crying. He assumes AP has done something to hurt her and angrily confronts him. When AP insists he did nothing wrong, Jack doesn't believe him and storms off in his car. Enraged, AP chases after Jack and crashes into his car, sending it off the road. They begin to fight until Jonah arrives with a gun, threatening to shoot them both if they don't stop. The fight ends, and all three of them return home together. On the way, Jack reveals that the red light flash that made the world's population disappear on July 5th at 6:30 a.m. is about to happen again. They must stop it, or the same thing will happen to them. They rush to Jack's lab, where he calculates that the next energy surge will happen at exactly 6 a.m. the following morning. Suddenly, the red light appears again, causing hallucinations, but quickly fades. Jonah hugs AP and Jack, feeling jealous and upset, hides his emotions. Jonah later tells Jack she believes the flash already happened early, but Jack insists it was only a warning. Tomorrow's event will be stronger and irreversible. The only way to stop it is to destroy the lab, which is the source of the radiation. The three go to a factory and load explosives onto a truck. Jack also builds a remote detonator. As they drive toward the lab, AP is behind the wheel of the truck while Jack rides with Jonah. Jack confesses his feelings to her and says she seems to prefer AP. Jonah explains she cares for them both, but she feels sympathy for AP because of his painful past. She reveals AP once turned down his friend's wife's romantic advances out of loyalty, which led her to take her own life. His friend wrongly assumed AP killed her and tried to take revenge. Jack understands now that AP is a good man who just needs support. AP soon arrives with the explosives, and Jonah joins him in the truck. Jack is left alone in his car, receiving a signal on the remote that the time has come. Let me know if you'd like this adapted into a script format, or if you want the continuation of the story. Here's the complete translation of your final part. It's converted into natural English in one smooth paragraph, as requested. Jack realizes that the radiation around the lab has increased to a dangerous level, and if a P drives the truck full of explosives near it, it could detonate on its own. Jack calls a P to warn him, but a P thinks Jack is just jealous because Jonah is with him, so he turns off his radio. Jack races ahead and blocks the truck with his car, urgently explaining the risk. They all agree they need a new plan. Jack says he'll go back to the city to get equipment that can allow the truck to drive itself to the lab. There's only 30 minutes left until 6 a.m., when the next deadly flash event is expected. Jonah worries they'll all disappear if they don't act fast. AP promises that if Jack doesn't return, he'll drive the truck himself to save Jonah and Jack. Suddenly, they hear the truck engine and see Jack driving it toward the lab. Jack feels deep guilt for being part of the project that caused the global disappearance, and now he wants to make things right. This time, he's determined to stop the flash event even if it costs him his life. He drives the truck straight into the lab, and a massive explosion destroys the entire facility. A blinding flash of light follows, and then Jack opens his eyes, finding himself alone on a beach. The sky is filled with strange clouds, and a planet with rings looms above him. Jack doesn't understand where he is, but one thing is clear. This is not Earth. It's possible the Flash created a wormhole, sending him into a parallel universe. Or perhaps this surreal scene is just a final hallucination as he nears death, his mind's last dream. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. With that, the movie ends. Tell me which film you'd like me to explain next, and thank you so much for all your lovely comments. Let me know if you'd like me to turn this into a short summary, subtitle format, or script-style narration.